Hi, I'm Kevin McKenzie, and today I'm here with Shantanu Gangal, the CEO and co-founder of Prodigal. Together, we're announcing the launch of strategic intelligence from Prodigal.
I am so excited today, Kevin. We are launching strategic intelligence this week. And in many ways, it caps a lot of the work that we have been doing so far for our customers, anyways, but also does formalize it and makes the value available to a much, much wider set of our customers. Strategic intelligence comes from the customer's need not only to have the intelligence we provide, improve their operations meaningfully, but also actually determine a lot of how they think about their business as a whole, especially on the revenue side. So, operational intelligence gives them an ability to cut costs, drive the entire operations to be a lot more effective when speaking or chatting or emailing the borrowers,
Yes.
as well as efficient during the days. It did not, off the bat, in a very turnkey manner, off the shelf, do anything for the revenue side. A lot of our customers were using it. We helped them to use our intelligence to drive revenue. But this launch today, so exciting. This launch today really, really encapsulates it all together in a way that customers can use this to get more borrowers on their website, to drive more payments, to engage with customers in a way that drives cross-sell, upsell, and just increase relationship with their consumers. And strategic intelligence in that regard is aimed to solve the biggest problem that's on everyone's mind, which is how do you get more revenue? It becomes especially important in the world of generative AI, and we are really, really leveraging a lot of generative AI on the digital side, on the voice side, to help our customers get more strategic, earn more revenue.
Yeah, definitely some exciting stuff here. And you started to touch on some of these already, but would you mind elaborating a little bit around, say, what are the top two or three main use cases for this strategic intelligence that we're already seeing some lenders and others in the consumer finance space start to use today?
Absolutely. Across email and text messaging, customers are using us to drive a lot more traffic to the websites. We do that using a very, very tailored, a hyper personalized strategy to reach consumers at the right time with the right subject line in the case of email, with the right message, with the right copy, so that it is very, very convenient and reflects the preferences that consumers have. At the end of the day, people engage with you in a way that works best for them, and we make it extremely effective at scale at a fraction of the cost. So gone are the days of uploading queues, doing very broad segments based on two or three factors, really, and welcome in a new world where a lot of this outreach is extremely personalized and driving a very, 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 very narrow message to your consumers that then gets them to a web portal that is also personalized to offers, that is also personalized to payment plans that are very, very unique to the individual. So that has been a massive uptake from our customers, where we are driving like 30 to 40%, 43 up to 43% higher payments for our customers by using generative AI to drive the strategic outreach.
Yeah, that's impressive, 43%. So that's primarily around the digital side through, it sounded like you're talking about things about contacting people at the right time, using the right message to make sure that they're not only receiving those messages, but also engaging with them. So clicking through, landing on payment portals, maybe accepting a sort of an upsell offer, things of that sort. Is that
Exactly.
all correct?
That is correct.
Yeah.
And the second thing which a lot of consumers use for is essentially identifying what is the intent to pay and the 30-day value of an account, so that we are able to not only marry the offers, but also decide where do you put in your best energies, where do you uh, reach out with somewhat expensive channels, but which are very likely to be very high ROI for you regardless, versus figuring out other parts of your business that may not be as high priority as of this point. Understanding those things becomes extremely profitable in the long run, especially as volumes pick up in our industry. It is knowing what you do, knowing what you do not do is going to make a big difference in your profitability. And we want to help. We want to help executives, leaders make that decision.
Yeah, definitely. And as we're thinking about all of this, in your opinion, what is it that makes Prodigal uniquely positioned to provide this type of strategic intelligence to the consumer finance industry? What is really our kind of our secret sauce, or what makes us special in this space and the best ones to provide this?
We pride ourselves in like very deep understanding of consumers' finances. So all the issues that you discuss around your dining table in every household, we have a very we have basically spent our entire lifetimes as a company to understand that, to measure that, monitor that in a way that then allows our customers to serve these consumers in a very, very personalized way. That is our secret sauce.
Yeah.
We call it intent engine, is the brains behind it. Put it all together, it is the Prodigal data model that models the health of the consumer's finances in a way that is very actionable and relevant. What goes into it is a mix of numerical analysis, generative AI based natural language processing that helps us understand which borrower is likely to really respond to a very, very caring, empathetic message as of this point. How do borrowers think about sequencing their mortgage payments versus their auto payments versus their buy now, pay later payments, and so on and so forth? How do we reach out to them at a time when they are most well placed to think about this matter and take care of it? All of those things make a big difference. And especially in the world of generative AI and machine learning at large, it is actually not like a single silver bullet, but a million small dials that you tune to be pitch perfect that delivers this value.
Yes, makes a lot of sense there. And thinking about this, all that we've talked about and all the impact and the value that we can deliver for anyone who's maybe more comfortable with thinking about taking a more like a wait and see approach to this, why
Yeah,
would you say to them that it's really so important that you actually act now and get started now and don't delay on something like this?
so important. And I'm sure like a lot of people are thinking about this. I think of the time that we are is kind of very, very comparable to the invention of the printing press about 800 years back, maybe 600. The reason I say that is as follows. Previous to the printing press, a lot of people were in the business of, scribing books, copying manuscripts. The printing press just changed that line of business, but honestly, it changed the world at large. It changed how knowledge were disseminated. It was less about the printing press in itself. It was how people exchanged ideas. It was how people got to know what was happening in other parts of the world. It was about how people built large global enterprises starting in the 1400s on backs of a very, very clear, unambiguous record keeping. Generative AI is that moment in our lifetimes where we are going to see not only people making, you know, minor tweaks on the margin, but it's going to completely reinvent entire business models, not only of us, of our customers, but of the world at large. And the people who survive are the people who change the fastest. And as a result of that, waiting around to see whether this shakes up or not is really not an option. You have to actually have your antennas up, figure out what it is going to do for you, and then respond in a very, very timely manner. Uh, I'm sure there were like a lot of people who thought, I'm just gonna wait out the printing press. Let's see what's happened. And those we don't even know their names anymore. And if you don't want to be that, it is extremely important to act quickly because because that kind of change, that kind of tidal wave of innovation is already happening. The good thing, though, honestly, is a lot of this innovation actually favors the small people. The innovation is a great leveling field. When the internet came about in the 90s, even then it kind of brought brought to fore a very, very large set of new companies. Small businesses uh, got like a second life selling stuff online and so on and so forth. Uh, this is that kind of movement. So if you the cost of technology is actually decreasing, especially in the application layer where you use generative AI to deliver value. You are actually very well positioned, or at least as well positioned as the big guys if you're a small guy. A lot of this technology is available in a very bite-sized manner for anyone to get started. And that positions uh, the small David just as well as the large Goliath, because it is completely changing the battlefield. And to that extent, people who are nimble, irrespective of the size, are going to leapfrog ahead. And then you need to ask yourself, do you want to be one of those?
Yeah, that's a great way to express that. Thank you for taking us through that. And speaking of getting started, to get started with strategic intelligence, you can head over to prodigaltech.com, or also don't hesitate to contact us directly. We're going to share that information below. So either way, we're looking forward to talking with you and seeing how
Absolutely.
that we can add value of strategic intelligence to you and your business. Any closing thoughts on this topic, Shantanu?
Even if some of these things specifically are not on your priority list, I would actually recommend you guys reach out. I would love to have a conversation because we think about this all day long. If you have thoughts, ideas as to how do you survive 2024, or how do you thrive in 2024 at the intersection of a massive macroeconomic shift across student loans interest rates, a massive technological shift with the advent of generative AI, and obviously increasing costs around us, feel free to reach out. I'm just happy to have a conversation and meet new people.
All right, thanks everyone, and have a good rest of the day.